Hey everybody, how are you? Just wanted to give my spin on the holidays, if you will. Many people understand the meaning, the true purpose behind Christmas. It was a bad intent, ritualistic in many respects. However, the language is there, okay? Um, some of you understand the ill will, but many don't necessarily understand the reasons why. Christmas breaks down into definition of Christos or Christ, meaning the anointed one. And Mass, or what it originally was mitre, was to send. And in the context of to send, in other words, dismiss or send it away. In other words, I dismiss the anointed one. That's what the language states. However, in many respects, to me, not participating can lend power to the dark through your intent. In other words, you're not battling it, you're just ignoring it. In my eyes, I put my intent into it. In other words, I'm going to take my power back and I'm going to put my intent into the holiday, into the language. I put my light and love within it. And in that sense, now I'm fighting it. I'm fighting the evil because I'm taking my power back and putting my power into it. And they can't use my power against me. There's many different perspectives you could look at it this way. You want to celebrate the solstice? That's great. But in many respects, that's ignoring or not fighting against the darkness. So in a way, you're giving them power because the power's still there. So I put my intent into the fight. It's how we face these things. It's no different than many people choose to say grand rising instead of good morning. Well, by ignoring the language, you're still giving that language power. When you're using in other words, you're not fighting it. You're choosing to ignore it. When I say good morning, I mean have a good start to your day. In the language, it has been twisted for many people to believe that it means a good sorrow or a good death. Well, if you believe that, yeah, you're giving it power. But if you don't combat that language with your intent, I say good morning as in not good sorrow or good death. I say good morning as in it's a great start to the day. My intent battles the evil. If you ignore the language, it can still be used. So I say fight the good fight. Whether you look at it as God or Source, Christ, doesn't matter. It is about a celebration, not a ritual. I understand when you want to celebrate the solstice, I understand that you don't think that can be compromised. How do you know? Of course it can be compromised, especially if the darkness has evil intent. So my suggestion is, instead of ignoring or dismissing certain things, don't dismiss them. Fight them with your intent. I get the holidays are trying for a lot of people. And they can be hard for a lot of people. Family sometimes is our greatest sense of joy, but also our greatest sense of pain and anguish. That's what family does. And we've found each other over the internet for a given reason. Random people that have come together from all across the world because we resonate with someone. And in some cases, we feel that we resonate more with complete strangers than we do our own family. That's true in many respects. It really is. But you don't have to give the bad the power. I mean, I know this probably should have been done before the holidays, but everything kind of happens for a reason. I see that they're out there. They're constantly fighting Christianity, if you will. And every other thing is acceptable. It's just names and titles, okay? What you consider God, what you consider the Christ or Christ consciousness is up to you. But what they are is they are all of the light and they are good. So if you choose not to participate in in the essence, you're giving it power because you're not fighting against it. I'm not saying, oh, you got to celebrate Christmas. You have to. It's your job. It's your mission. No, not at all. I'm just saying, understand how powerful our intent is. We put our love into our intent. So in many cases, people that have chosen to ignore Christmas because of the rituals and the darkness associated behind the, quote, commercialization of it, the Satan part of it, and with just cause, true. I agree with that, very much so. But by ignoring it, you're not combating it. You're just ignoring the problem. I'm saying your intent is needed out there. Your intent, your goodwill is needed. From an evil perspective, Christmas is only celebrated once a year. And it really is no different than any other day. It's convoluted, it's twisted, it's used, it's ritualized. But that's if you give it the power. If your intent is different, whether it's the solstice, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, if it is about family, if it is about the light, if it is about bringing up your vibration and your spirit, don't ignore it. Get in and fight it with your intent, with your love. Just like, as I mentioned before, grand rising. Grand rising instead of good morning. If you're ignoring the good morning, or quote, the good sorrow, you're not helping it. You're not fighting for it just to be what you're stating it is have a good start to the day. Have a good start to the sunrise. The light is here. But if you ignore it and say grand rising, you're not helping it. Because your intent is not within the chosen words. They're completely different. So it's a different battle. It's a different fight. So just understand, this isn't about spirituality in many instances or religion. This is about your intent. We all know that we're all here for something, for a reason, for a mission. Every time the wind blows, you shouldn't be changing your mind or changing your approach on something. It's no different than walking into a store and making eye contact, saying, hey, how you doing? Good morning. How are you? A smile. Something. That has a domino effect. You're acknowledging people. If you choose to be gray man, eyes down, no eye contact, you're giving in to the power by ignoring it. What I'm trying to say is put your intent into these things, not just on the holidays, but every day. Shine. Go out there and shine. Love you guys.